I must have waited more than actually doing work in 3 decades. But I think there was this edge. I think there was a chip on the shoulder, or I don't really know what, but I remember the reaction and I felt really stupid about myself.
Yeah.
90s में अगर कोई बोलता कि you know an actor after she crosses 40 is going to lead, it would be unbelievable. So I tell रिक्शा वाला आप साइड में रुको, अभी हमको लेट हो रहा है. I said अमिताभ बच्चन से घर से फोन आ रहा है. So he said, he looked at me like पागल है क्या? मतलब क्या कुछ भी बोल रही है types. So I parked on the side and कैसी हैं आप? That barrister was like,
Yeah. Shefali ma'am, welcome to Pinkwela.
Thank you.
You must have heard this phrase called dying is easy, comedy is hard. In an interview, when Robert De Niro was asked about this, his immediate reaction was, yes, comedy is far more difficult. Do you agree to that?
Yeah, because there's a very fine line that you have to maintain between becoming caricature-ish and being believable and funny.
How do you bifurcate that?
I don't know. Like I did Darlings,
Yeah.
and that was a dark comedy. But you know, it was about how these characters are.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to be funny. What they were doing was funny. The way they spoke only was funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and when you're given good lines, you don't give them as punchlines. You let them just slide.
Yeah.
That is a very important part of it.
Yeah.
In Dr. G, I mean, the script is very funny.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the film, but the script is very, very funny. But Nandini is not, and her humor comes out through sarcasm.
Sure.
Yeah, she has a wit and she's pretty sarcastic.
Yeah, but you know, I was before the interview I was researching and I saw, barring Darlings, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've played a character in films where the character inherently has a comedy element. Like in Dil Dharakne Do is also comedy in its own way.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, but the character has a more serious side to it.
Yeah.
Why do you think people have not seen that side of yours before Darlings? Because I loved you in Darlings. Even in my review, I said Shefali Shah is the star of the film. You are outstanding. You killed every single scene in that film.
Thank you.
Why do you think it's the lack of filmmakers' vision?
No, that would be unfair to say, but the kind of work I have done, probably that put me into an image of a very strong woman. And a strong woman can be funny and goofy.
Correct.
But so in fact, there have been so many times where people have met me and said, you know, we were very intimidated by you. Like directors also who met me and would be like, we were like, you know, sab ADs ko bata kar rakha tha ki everyone has to be very serious around her, just talk about the scene, don't loiter, don't ask questions. And half an hour down the line, they all realize I'm a goofball.
Yeah.
So I think maybe because of the image that all the roles, and it's not like I chose those kind of roles only, where I'm playing these very strong or intense, let's say, characters. But these were the roles I loved.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you know, when so much of work is coming your way at this point in time, people would assume that you have a lot of scripts to sit on and read. Has that really changed? Have you really been getting the kind of roles and enough roles that you would like? Because I know you're a workaholic. Last time you told me I would like to be on the set every single day. Has that happened? Or do you still miss that?
I miss that.
Why is that?
So, Vipul had a very interesting point of view on this. Because after this year, I thought I would be like flooded with stuff.
Which you should be.
I'm hoping it happens. But he had a very interesting point of view. He said, you know what? Earlier people would think, okay, we can go to her with a small part. And when I say small, I mean, कि अच्छा ठीक है part, which may not add, which was not one of the primary characters. But after all that has happened this year, they're going to reconsider that. They're not going to come to you with that.
Now even that's a problem.
Which is okay. I mean, theek. And also, which not just Vipul, which writers have told me, which directors have told me that they're writing, they want to write stuff for me. They want to create stuff for me, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. And this was a fluke year where I had 5 releases, you know, and all of them have been fantastic, all 4 of them, and I'm sure Dr. G will be too.
Sure.
But I must have waited more than actually doing work in 3 decades.
Why do you think still those kind of roles are not being written? When we speak so much about, like I speak to actors day in and day out about, you know, women parts are being so greatly written, women are shining on screen, but still there is a dearth of characters which keeps actresses like you busy.
No, but also it's not that there isn't work being offered. You know, and whoever's writing it, whoever's creating it, directing it must think that it's great and must be.
Yeah.
But there is a certain calling that I have. When I say I don't want to do this, I don't mean the script or the role isn't good enough. I just mean it doesn't click with me.
Sure.
So it's that. But there is stuff. I mean, the 4 things this year that I did, they're all women oriented.
Yeah.
Human, Kirti and me,
Yeah.
Jalsa, Vidya and me, Darlings, Alia, me, of course, Roshan and Vijay, 4 of us.
Yeah.
So Delhi Crime, it's again an ensemble, but
You're the face.
if that's how. you
Yeah.
want to call it.
Sure. Ma'am, you remember your first day on a film set or a TV set?
I was really young. I must have been like 12, 13. And I was given some small part in some serial. And I was shooting in SL studio. What is that? Out of Bombay, some in the end of the world studio. That end of the world studio. And there was another actress who was a television actress and who was obviously a renowned person. So I was very chutku. So I think they requested her if I could sit in her room for some time. And she asked her, assistant for a juice or a cold drink or something. And I said, "Main bhi lungi." Now when I look back, I feel so embarrassed.
But you were a child.
Yeah, but now when I look back, and there was a strange reaction that came from her. I mean, I don't distinctly remember, but I feel so embarrassed. Like, I can't believe I did that.
But how is it strange? It's a child. It's
I
a
know,
13-year-old.
but it was just like, now when I look how things work,
Yeah.
and see also the way people work, like it's changed. The way
Yeah.
people are has changed. You've become much easier. Like, not just me, any actor.
Yeah.
If I ask for a coffee or anybody asks for a coffee, they'll immediately ask, "Do you want a coffee?"
Yeah.
Or it's a basic.
Yeah.
But I think there was this edge. I think there was a chip on the shoulder, or I don't really know what, but I remember the reaction and I felt really stupid about myself.
Yeah. Does it also, an experience like this, make you more aware about your surrounding on a set today?
No.
No?
No, this is in fact the first time I'm even mentioning it. I don't even think Sandhya or Pallu know about this one. I've never mentioned it. But no, I think I am who I am because of the upbringing I have.
Yeah. Oh wow, so beautifully put. Yeah. Correct. Back then, what was the scope of acting for actresses then? Had you seen it this long term?
This long term, out of question. I didn't even think I was going to become an actor. Then I got into it incidentally. Then I didn't have any plan. I didn't have a manager. I never approached people for work. Whatever work came to me, out of that I picked what I liked, and I did. It was really as simple and as, to put it bluntly, illogical as that. I admire actors today who are so focused, who have a plan, who know where they're heading, etc. etc.
Yeah.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. So I just took on, and honestly, if you look 20 years ago, if somebody had said, 90s में अगर कोई बोलता कि an actor after she crosses 40 is going to lead, it would be unbelievable. Forget me. It would be unbelievable. Actresses they had a shelf life.
That's true.
So I'd never thought this far.
Then at that young age, what gave you the confidence to say, I won't do this part in Rangila because this is not what I was offered?
Because it was not,
I know the reason, but there has to be certain confidence.
No, I just felt
it's
different.
commendable.
Because see, I understand one thing, that if I go, I love what I do. So I take up stuff that I love.
Yeah.
At that point of time, itna khayal nahi tha. Okay, it sounded very interesting and I said, "Huh." But then I realized that if I don't love it, I'm not going to be able to do I'm not going to be able to do it right.
Yeah.
So it's unfair on me as well as it's unfair on the director and producer. So I'd rather step back gracefully and say, "I'm sorry, I can't be a part of this."
Did that impact anything in terms of work or anything?
I mean, if anything, Ramu called me for Satya.
Yeah. Because you're so busy, has painting taken a back seat?
Painting has taken a back seat, not because I'm busy, but because nobody bought my paintings, so I got very disappointed.
Now that's too honest.
Yeah, but it is. Actually, I sold some little.
I know, and you gifted one to Amit ji also.
Yes.
I remember that. It's his 80th birthday very soon,
Yes.
on 11th October. Are you going to call him, wish him?
Of course. I mean, of course I will wish him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, he's a legend, and his birthday is a reminder of what a gift we all got as an audience,
I
as
agree.
people, as a country. I mean, like, it's Mr. Bachchan.
Yeah.
And I love Amit ji. I totally love Amit ji.
Yeah. You all have worked in 2 films, Last Lair and
and Waqt.
Waqt.
Yeah.
Do you guys still, like, have you met him anywhere recently? What
I
are your
haven't
memories
actually-
with him?
So I haven't actually met him recently, but Waqt was Vipul was directing it. He did not want me to do the part, so I did not do the film because of Vipul. It was based on a play. I'd loved the play. I'd loved the character, and there was of course this Fitur as an actor. Okay, the point is to play different types. ना जो मैं नहीं हूँ वो play करना है.
Yeah.
So age is just another part of it.
Yeah.
And Amit ji suggested to Vipul that why don't you get Shefali to do it? Yeah, and I was maha thrilled. I was like so excited.
Yeah.
And Vipul was like, I'm telling you, do not do it. It's not going to be right for you, because I was playing Akshay's mom. And,
Yeah.
You know. And I was like, no, I have to do it. I have to be a part of a film where there are 2 of my favorite men. There is Mr. Bachchan and there is Vipul.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. Last year, I remember distinctly, I was traveling in a rickshaw, okay, and I get a call, and I've like bumped it. I get a call again, and I see AB. So I take the call, obviously, and I'm in a rickshaw. So I tell rickshaw wala, आप side में रुको, अभी हमको late हो रहा. I said, Amitabh Bachchan से घर से phone आ रहा है. So he said, he looked at me like, पागल है क्या? मतलब क्या कुछ भी बोल रही है types. So I parked on the side, and कैसी हैं आप? That baritone. So I was like,
Yeah.
And then I spoke to him. He said, Shefali, Rituparna Ghosh is making a film, and I have suggested your name for this part, and I think it would be very good. So please speak to him. So it was really like that,
It's a yes there.
obviously.
Yeah.
And of course, then I wanted to work with Rituda, and the script was beautiful, and the role was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was as simple as that. And then, of course, we've met on and off. Amit ji calls me Malkin, which
What?
is so when we did Waqt, I have this keeda of going on sets, and then I pick things. And now that to being Vipul's set, I could say everything I wanted to, na, very
Yeah.
honestly.
हाँ.
कि ये ऐसा क्यों है, ये फोटो ये मत लगाओ, ये पर्दा चेंज करो. I don't think you should do this. So one day I didn't realize I was giving him some gyan like this only. Behind us, Amit ji is standing, and I said, ये change करो, ये भी नहीं होना चाहिए, ये भी change करना चाहिए. So Amit ji has said, director रखें या वो भी change कर दें. So from then on, he calls me Malkin.
Yeah.
And my last interaction with him was actually just recently, which was amazing. I got COVID, and I'd put up a post, obviously, because it was the right thing to do. And I think for 10 or 15 days continuously, he texted me every morning to check how I was doing.
Are you serious?
I was like, so Vipul, I told Vipul, I said, listen, Amit ji has texted me. He said, पहली बार ठीक है, मतलब okay. दूसरी बार भी. I said, listen, he still texts every day. He said, broadcast message होगा, तुम इतना खुश मत हो. Kind of a thing. And then he was unwell, so I was texting him. But I was so thrilled.
Of
I
course.
couldn't believe it. Every morning I would get a message from him. Please get well soon. Please rest. I hope you're feeling better. How are you doing?
How sweet is that?
How amazing is that?
I can't wait to see the 2 of you share screen again.
Oh
Please
my
make this happen.
God.
We should manifest this,
Oh
putting
my
it out in the
God.
universe. Can't wait. Last question, the biggest question of 2022. When is Delhi Crime 3 coming?
Oh my God, I really wish I knew. And if you get to know, please tell me. I can't wait for them to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. There has been nothing on that front yet.
I'm sad.
Oh.
Anything for Dr. G you want to tell the viewers out there?
Please watch it. I think it's a fun film. I think it's very funny. And it's a kind of a film that you'd want to go around Diwali with your family and friends and eat popcorn and have samosas and really have a big laugh.
I agree.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. This
Thank
was
you.
a lovely conversation as always. I can't wait to meet you once again. Hopefully again this year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi. If you like this video, which I really hope you did, please like, share and subscribe to Pink Villa.